Hi there, my name is Laura Dehan and I work as the Public Health Advocate with CalPERG, the Public Interest Research Group.
And I'm Sadie Gill. I work at Flow West. I'm a data scientist there. We are a small environmental engineering firm. We do water resource management.
And also on our team is Lo Beneshu, who wasn't able to join us today, but also played a critical role in the development of our app. So I can give you the quick background of how we came up with this, this project. So CalPERG has been working since early 2017 on a campaign to get the lead out of our children's water. So we know that lead is highly toxic, especially for children. Even really low levels of lead exposure can lead to permanent damage to the brain, to the kidneys, and overall health of children. It's linked to learning difficulties, both lower IQ, as well as behavioral issues, including ADHD, anxiety, and depression. So even small amounts of lead can lead to these serious health consequences. And a couple of years ago, the crisis in Flint, Michigan, really the tragedy that affected over 8,000 children under 6, really highlighted and underscored the threat of lead in drinking water, and that being a major source of lead that could affect children's health. Unfortunately, Flint, Michigan isn't an isolated case though, and we found that lead can also be contaminating the drinking water much closer to home. In fact, most schools today in California have lead in either the plumbing or the pipes or the faucets, the fixtures like the water fountains. In early 2017, Governor Brown required that all schools in California test their drinking water for lead. And so far, about a third of the schools in the state have completed those tests. And the rest of them will need to test their drinking water by summer of 2019. And so CalPERG has been working to make sure that wherever lead is found, that the schools take action to get the lead out. One problem is that the schools are only required to take out the lead or do something about the problem if the lead levels exceed the federal standards, which are really outdated. They haven't been updated in decades, and we've learned since they were last set that much smaller levels of lead can be harmful for children's health. Right now, unless the lead levels are greater than 15 parts per billion, the schools don't have to do anything to get the lead out. We know from the American Academy of Pediatrics recommendations and other health professionals that we really shouldn't accept anything more than 1 part per billion in the drinking water, because it can really pose, there's no safe level of lead, essentially. And so in the last year and a half, CalPERG has been working locally with school districts to make sure that we protect children's health. And so far, the San Diego, Oakland, and Berkeley Unified School Districts have taken strong action to ensure they protect children's health down to 1 part per billion. They've made plans to do that. But one of the cities that found really high levels of lead and also broad exposure of lead, where many schools detected lead, was San Francisco School District. But the San Francisco Unified School District has yet to take action to make sure that children in the state of San Francisco are protected. And so I went to the launch event in June of the California Data Challenge, where I met up with Sadie Gill, and we talked about the idea of this project and whether by creating a tool to better visualize the problem and really the broad scale of the problem of lead contamination in San Francisco schools, we could build more momentum around our campaign to get San Francisco to take strong action to protect children's health. And so that's where we started the project. And I think I'm going to hand it over to Sadie to talk about the data collection and app development part of the project.
Yeah, thank you. So the first step was getting access to the data. It was posted on San Francisco's website, and it was a PDF of a spreadsheet, which isn't the most usable for making data applications. So I made a request to the district for a machine readable format of the data. And once I got that, it took a little bit more massaging to get it to a form that would be usable by our teammate Lo in order to create this web application. So that was a bit of a process, but considering the state of other data sets, it wasn't too bad. And once the data was in a format, we decided to simplify it. We wanted to make it really clear and actionable for citizens of San Francisco and people who this affects directly to be able to find the information that they're interested in. And so we have both. You can, when you click on a school, it shows which range of lead that they fall into, and it's color-coded. And red being more of an issue, gray not an issue, yellow above the recommendation because there is no safe level of lead, but not as big of an issue as a school that is red. And so if you want to see a particular school by name, you can pick by here, and it will show you the value there, as well as highlight its location on the screen. Additionally, we've put a link here for people, they find out, the school that my child goes to has an issue with lead. They can take action by clicking here, and it will download a PDF that can help them do something about it. And that's pretty much the extent of this app. It's really, the goal was to make something that was clear in communicating the issue. Back to you.
Great, thanks, Sadie. And one of the things you'll notice that we really found by mapping the data, it becomes really clear for the first time how widespread the problem is. You can see the 4 big red dots are where they found more than 15 parts per billion of lead in the water. So those are schools that the city did take action, or San Francisco School District did take action to get the lead out or shut down those fixtures. But there's so many other colored dots on the map. So in total, there's 66 schools in San Francisco where lead was found in the school drinking water. And yet only 4 of them have done anything to get the lead out. And so by showcasing, just how widespread the problem is, we're really hopeful we'll be able to transform that into action. So our plan from here, we have a release date of the map where it's going to be published on our website. Right now it's October 10th is when we're aiming to release the map, along with a press release with some community groups commenting about their concerns. We're hoping to use the release to generate additional media attention on this issue. And we've been working to secure meetings with several of the decision makers at the San Francisco Unified School District, where we can show the map, but then also talk to them about the health threats and urge them to take action. And so we are really hopeful that that's going to, inspire action with San Francisco. And then beyond San Francisco, we see a lot of potential uses for this type of app. So we know that 70% of the schools in the state of California haven't even tested their school drinking water for lead, but they're going to need to do that by law by July of 2019. And so once we get those results from more school districts, we could create the same kind of map for any of the school districts and urge those school districts to follow the lead of these other cities. And so we think that over the next year, there's going to be a great opportunity for us to use this data visualization tool to help the public and decision makers better understand the scale of the problem and the need for action.
Yeah, and to that point, the way we built the tool, it's definitely will be very simple for someone to repurpose the code that we've used in a different location with new data. We're using a suite of open source tools.
Yeah, and then I also just wanted to underscore, although the issue of lead in school drinking water has been in the news quite a lot, in fact, there was a great EdSource piece that came out last week about the lead in schools across the state. There hasn't been any maps though that show the lead levels down to 1 part per billion. So this is the first map of its kind that shows any lead detected in schools in San Francisco. So we're really excited about the potential to use that to inspire strong action to get the lead out of our schools. So that does, I think.